In this episode, we finish installing the lift on Kino the Tundra. It's time to install the front suspension. So our first task is removing this upper control arm and replacing it with the Spc upper control arm that we have. The Spc allows us to get a better alignment so that our tires wear normal, and it's also a little bit beefier. It's just a really great setup. I've run that on a bunch of my old Toyotas and I'm very happy with them. Step 1, we gotta press out this ball joint. Step 2, we gotta remove the giant bolt that holds that in, and then it all comes out. I have really struggled with ball joints in the past, but this is a new truck, so this should be easy. And this is easier than the old Tacomas, thank goodness. But it's always intimidating for me, and I always like hold my breath and delay and delay and delay, but it's time. I'm trying to make it in time for a date tonight with Teresa where we can take this truck to our date, and I've got 2.5 hours to get the front end pulled out and put back together. I don't know if I can do it. I'm gonna try. You guys believe in me, or have you been here enough times to know that's totally unrealistic? Alright, measuring the strut, the new strut, it is, come on, stay on there, 62.5 millimeters. I don't remember what it was before. So on your top cap, you've got a little arrow that says out, and we want that to be out. That's heavier than it looks, especially at this angle. When you're installing your top cap, you want to make sure that this is lined up correctly, otherwise it's a pain to twist. So, thank you Cruiser Outfitter for doing that right. So these are 14s. So I've got the strut back in. I put the lower ball joints on, torqued that. I could technically drive it like this, but I want to replace the upper control arms and get that steering angle right. So I need to press that out. What I'm really struggling with is A, breaking that loose, even though it's a brand new truck, that is torqued to high heaven, and because these are sagging, and B is getting that bolt out. It's a bolt that's like a foot long and it all needs to slide out there, and there's stuff in the way. I can't get a socket on that, which is frustrating. In order to get access to this bolt, we're gonna come up in here, and you can see it right there, but there's this wiring loom in the way. If we follow the loom, you can see this little bracket that it's held on by. I just took off the 10 mil that's holding it on, and now it comes free. And you can see that I can move it enough to get a socket in there now. I'm unable to budge this. Well, even with the breaker bar, I think it's because of the way it works. It's not just a bushing and a sleeve. The rubber actually creates a spring in there. So I'm going to try and pop this out, and if I pop that out, this should spring up. Then there should be no tension on it, and it should be easier to pull out. That's my theory. This is one of those sketchy things on a car that's just pressed fit in there. It's pressed in a tapered fitting, and I'm pressing it back out. I'm gonna make a loud noise when it goes. Now this has a little more play. Maybe I can get those bolts off a little better. That wasn't too bad actually, getting that off. Torque spec on this bolt has got to be ridiculous. I think it's also because it's pushing a rubber bushing. It's kind of like having a lock nut on it. Man, it is tight. Thank goodness this is a brand new truck. If that had any rust on it, that would be an awful situation. Oh, that's got to be 200 foot-pounds of torque on that thing. These videos are helpful for me too. If I forget how something goes back together, I go watch the video of how it was. It's super handy. Alright, got this out. These little tick marks go that way. Boom, let's get that bolt out. Oh, it just slides. That's amazing. Because it's not rusted. It's going to come right where our wire was. Hope I don't have to pull the battery tree out. There's the bolt coming out. There's just enough room. Beautiful. Alright, it was tricky, but I got the old bolt out and the new bolt in. I realized I didn't show you much of that. We filled up an SD card and had to go dump it, and I wanted to keep working. So, the cool thing about this is not spring loaded like the old one, so that is great. Alright, we need to run the new ball joint in here, and then this is all buttoned up. Well, it looks different than their drawings. Bummer. So I'm just going to run it in the neutral spot. I mean, we got to get this thing aligned anyway. So there's a slot on the bottom here, and that's what this goes in. This little rectangle goes in the slot, comes down here, washer, nut. And then you can move that in and out, I guess. Interesting. And this is cool, they have a grease circuit. I don't think the old ones that I used before had that. Now we just torque everything down. It sucks itself in. That's all snug. That's in the middle. Alignment guy can make it perfect. That's at 45. Everything's ready to go except the sway bar, but we'll save that till the end. Oh, I also need to reattach this somehow. I think that's a little too stretched, so I don't know. Alright, so if I put this in that hole where it's recommended, it pulls this way too tight. So I'm going to release it from that clip, but still put the rest there. And maybe I'll just zip tie that there. Okay, it's all buttoned up. I need to clean my rotor off because I got grease on it. Put the wheel on, and this side will be all done. Sorry I didn't show much of putting the upper control arm in. It's really simple. You put a bushing in, some sleeves, and a big bolt, and then it's on. But pretty straightforward. Alright, can I get the other side done in 40 minutes? Doubtful, but we'll try. Well, it's date night time. I'm almost done, but not quite. So after date night, I'll be out here to torque up some things. I lost the nut that goes on here. I dropped it. It was up there, and it went and disappeared somewhere. It sounds like it's sitting on top of a skid plate. I cannot for the life of me find it, so I'll probably spend an hour tonight looking for it. And then the big reveal will be tomorrow. We got the lift on, and it was before 2 a.m., and here's how it looks. It's a little bit more lift than I wanted, especially in the front. I wished I'd got like an inch less lift in the front, but it's not bad. Now, I stuck with the stock wheels, and I'm running 295 70/18s, and there's no rubbing. However, it hasn't been aligned yet. Right here, between the tire and the SPC upper control arm is very close. And I'm afraid that once it gets aligned, that's going to be rubbing. So I've actually ordered different wheels to pull it out a little bit. That might cause it to rub just a little. We'll see. I think it would look awesome with 35s, but I think this is actually a great size. These are 34s by 11 and a half. It looks good. I'm happy with it. I still have some questions though. Like, this is not bulging as much as I would like it to, and it bottomed out on that spacer. So I don't know, I feel like something's wrong. Need to do a little more research on that. Let's take some measurements. We're at 64 centimeters or 25 1/4 from the ground. 41 and a half or 105 and a half. I expect it to settle a little. I hope it does, but that's where it is right off the bat. 26 1/4 and 108.5 or 42, a little more than 42.5. That's with the Old Man Emu add-a-leaf in the back. Aside from the issues with the center bolt on the springs adding the add-a-leaf, it was a very straightforward install and went really smoothly. I got to get it aligned, got to get those new wheels on it, and then I'll give you some more ride updates. But I thought you at least deserved to see what the finished product looked like. This is a good question. The tires are not sticking out at all, which I like. I mean, it looks cool when they have that wide stance, but it just slings mud and snow and junk all over the side. It gets in the hinges in there. I've removed the mud flaps, but now there's a slot here where junk can get in there and get packed up in the doors. So I'm going to try to find a solution for keeping junk out of there. Just that little hole in there. Overall though, looks good. It's a little higher than I wanted in the front. I'd like an inch lower, and I think it'd be perfect. But anyway, there's that. It's too early to make any judgments on whether I love it or not. The stance looks good. And I've had, like I said, 3 other Old Man Emu lifts before, and they perform really well. They don't need to be rebuilt. They're sealed. They're just a simple set it and forget it setup. So, next time you see this, it will have new wheels, same tires, and an alignment, and some miles on it so I can tell you what it's like.